Hey everyone, buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty mind-blowing. I'm talking about virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
But not just the kind you might be thinking of,
Right.
like games.
Yeah.
We're talking about a future where VR could be everything.
Everything.
Job,
Yeah.
your friends, even how you feel. Could that really be the future?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? And to help us break it down, we've got this presentation by Healy all about the potential of VR. We'll be looking at both sides.
Both sides?
The arguments for why VR could become even more important than our physical reality.
Right.
And also the reasons why real life might always hold a special place.
For sure.
So let's jump in.
Okay, so when you think about VR, I bet the first things that pop into your head are those headsets.
Yeah.
And maybe those haptic gloves.
Oh, yeah, the ones that
Like you feel things in the virtual world.
Exactly. But what if I told you VR is already being used in ways you might not even imagine?
Yeah.
Like, get this, medical students are actually practicing surgery in VR.
Before they ever operate on a real patient.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're honing their skills with a virtual scalpel first.
That's incredible. Talk about a game changer for medical training.
Totally. And it just shows you how VR is going way beyond just entertainment.
Right.
It's impacting all kinds of fields.
Exactly. And that brings us to another big topic, the metaverse.
Metaverse.
I'm sure you've heard the word thrown around a lot.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
But basically, it's this idea of a persistent online world where we could do almost anything.
Anything.
No, pretty much.
Yeah.
Working, learning, socializing, all in a virtual space.
And the crazy thing is,
What's that?
tech giants are pouring billions into this stuff.
Billions.
It's clear they're betting big on the metaverse.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
let's dive into the reasons why VR might actually become more important than real life.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first one is pretty straightforward.
Convenient.
Convenience.
Yeah. Think about it. Want to visit a museum in Paris? No problem. Just pop on your VR headset.
Or how about a yoga class with a view of the Himalayas?
From your living room.
Exactly. No flights, no packing, no jet lag, just pure virtual experience.
That does sound appealing.
And it's not just about personal convenience. Businesses are catching on too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some companies are already using VR for meetings and stuff. They've actually cut travel costs by like 30%.
Wow, that's significant.
It's pretty amazing.
So VR is not just changing how we experience things, but also how we work and connect with each other.
Right. And then there's the whole idea of access.
Access.
Yeah, VR can transport you anywhere, instantly. Doesn't matter where you live or how much money you have, you can explore anything in VR.
So it's like breaking down barriers.
Exactly. You could visit historical sites, attend lectures at top universities, even experience what it's like to walk on the moon. All from your couch.
That's pretty incredible. It opens up so many possibilities for education and just expanding your horizons.
Totally. And on top of all that, there's the sheer creative potential of VR. In the virtual world, there are no limitations.
No limitations.
You could fly, you could time travel, you could build your own planet.
Whoa.
And it's not just about fun and games either.
Right.
Imagine architects designing buildings in VR before they even break ground.
So they can actually experience the space and see how it feels.
Exactly. Or engineers testing out complex systems virtually to make sure they work perfectly in the real world.
That could prevent so many disasters.
That's pretty revolutionary.
It really is. It feels like we're on the cusp of a whole new era of creativity and innovation.
A digital renaissance.
I like that. A digital renaissance where our imagination is the only limit. But there's a flip side to all of this.
Of course.
As amazing as VR is, it can't replicate everything about the real world.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter how realistic the graphics get, no matter how immersive the experience becomes, can VR truly replace the feeling of the sun on your skin? Or the warmth of a hug from a loved one?
Or just the unexpected things that happen in real life.
Right. That spontaneity, those chance encounters that make life so interesting. Those are hard to replicate in a virtual world.
It makes you wonder if spending too much time in VR could actually make us less human in a way.
It's a valid concern. I mean, we already know that too much screen time can be linked to anxiety and depression.
Exactly.
So what happens when the line between the virtual and the real becomes even more blurred?
It's kind of scary to think about.
It is. And then there's the question of access in a different sense.
What do you mean?
Well, what if high-quality VR experiences become really expensive?
I see.
Only wealthy people can afford the best headsets, the most immersive worlds.
That would create a whole new kind of digital divide.
Exactly. You could have a situation where some people are living these incredible virtual lives while others are stuck in a less stimulating real world.
That's a pretty bleak thought.
It is, and it's something we need to be mindful of as this technology develops.
For sure. And then there's the question control. If these virtual worlds are built and controlled by tech companies, does that really give us freedom?
That's a good point.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Our experiences, our information, maybe even our emotions could be filtered through their algorithms.
It's both exciting and a little bit terrifying, isn't it?
Totally. It's like we're stepping into uncharted territory.
We are. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations now before it's too late.
To think critically about the ethical implications.
Absolutely.
About privacy, about ownership. We need to make sure we're shaping the future of VR.
Not the other way around.
Exactly. So where does all this leave us? It seems like VR is here to stay.
Definitely.
It offers so many amazing possibilities.
Let me.
But it's not about replacing reality completely.
Right.
It's about finding a balance.
A balance between the real and the virtual.
Recognizing the strengths of both worlds.
The connection and tangibility of the physical world.
And the limitless potential of the virtual.
Exactly.
So here's a final thought for everyone listening.
Okay, get me.
What would your ideal balance look like? What aspects of both worlds would you want to keep?
That's a great question.
As we journey deeper into this digital future, it's something we all need to think about.
I agree.
And that wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.